Hey, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Alright. Man. So with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. From Water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I'm the brother Thal One back again, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite, teaching this doctrine of a Mashiach, which is going out throughout this time even more crazy. This spirit of prophecy, this spirit of understanding, and these things that we need to be learning, because wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. So we're seeing a lot of things happening through the spirit. We're seeing a lot of things on the earth. 2024 of Esau's calendar is coming off in a bang. We're seeing the manifestation of the Lord being put forth on this earth. So we have to get in the right spirit and be able to understand, because what did the Lord say? Wisdom and knowledge. Hey, shalom. Oh yeah, Lubrato, your name is Hawashaya. God has delivered, man, beautiful. The Water Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the Lord gave you that beautiful name, and He did, because He did deliver you. It was like Hawashaya, Khan. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah. And so we're seeing that the Lord is adding multitudes daily, but He's also cutting the ones off that's not in that right spirit. Hey, shalom, Nathan, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah. Lord willing, we can chop it up right after this, Lord willing, or anytime soon tonight. But you're seeing that the Lord is putting multitudes, because you're seeing these prophecies going throughout the earth. And so we have to understand that the Lord is adding to the church, and He's also taking away. Because remember, this doctrine is going to be the stability. Let's grab it. All the evil getting manifest. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in that time. So we're in it, that this understanding, this doctrine of life, this understanding on what the Lord wants, what you need to be doing, what faith you have to have, all is going to be that be able to stand in that time. And we're seeing the things that are going on. You're seeing a lot of these people falling out the truth because they were never in it. So they're not going to have that stability in that time. You're seeing that it was someone that came up to the elder talking about the brother, which because they're really against the northern kingdom, and they try to use these black. Those people are going to be destroyed. First of all, they're not going to have help because it's a lot of northern kingdom brothers, just as it's a lot of southern kingdom brothers. Just because they're lighter. But let's grab something. There we go. Remember where it's at. I think it was 4. God damn it. There, Miyaki. I can't remember where it's at. This is 2 John. That's where it is. Let me just type it in. This is 2 John. One and 9. I'm gonna start up. Let me start up a little. I'm gonna start up at 6. Yeah, I'm going to start at 7. This is 2 John chapter 1, verse 7. For many deceivers are deceivers, which is what does the Lord say? The deceive and deceiver is heard. So when you're seeing today, because a lot of people have that spirit of growing up hating the northern and southern. Going back to the Esau's doctrine, because what did they push? They pushed that we were separate people. And you're seeing this a lot of people. You're seeing it in the days that is men that was teaching the truth and now saying that every nation can save it. You're still seeing the black only. All these things that have these manifested on what is in their belly. But that's because, so all these deceivers. And what did the Lord say? In the latter times, or grab that. That's, the Spirit speaking expressly that some shall depart from the faith. For as many deceivers that enter into the world, who confess not that Yahushua Mashiach is come in the flesh. You know, some people, the carnal ones, saying that this is fake, doing all these things. It's so many that you don't ever know. Remember, the Lord gave a sanction to Esau Edom, the God of this world, to blind the minds that believe not, that deceive, and they are antichrist. Look unto yourself, that we lose not that the things which are rotten, but that we receive a full reward. Look at it in the NLT. Watch out that you do not lose that what we have worked so hard to achieve. Throughout all these generations, through our elders and apostles, through the apostles back in the time of Yahushua's day, all these people preaching the word through the inspiration of the Heavenly Father for this one moment when the Lord comes and delivers his people and put these things. We have to continue all the things that all these men have been pushing. Be diligent that you receive your full reward. Because if you fall out, hey, Shalom, Sarah Mullah, you start teaching not sound doctrine, what is going to happen? When you become a heretic, when you go into these things, the Lord is going to destroy you. And a lot of that has to do with falling for the deceiver, these men that get hurt, these men that are men worshiping, these men that have this thing against the northern kingdom, all these things. Don't fall, because if you fall out, you are going to be destroyed. And you're going to get hit with many fights. Right. Whoever transgresses abide in the doctrine of whosoever transgress and abide not in the doctrine of a Mashiach, which is the most important. Not the doctrine of everyone these camps are trying to take over the truth and saying it. No, the doctrine of a Mashiach. If you do not abide. I was going over some scriptures with the brother, just going into little things, reading it, and he just was having me read and break down some of the scriptures that I have learned that were didn't even make sense. And that's what we have learned. They said, when we learned that we're supposed to study to show ourselves approved, to be like the church of Berea. So we're going into a time that doctrine, because what did we just look at? That wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in that time. That if you're going to have the understanding of the doctrine of a Mashiach, you're going to have to understand and know that the Lord's with you if you teach the right doctrine. And abide not in the doctrine of a Mashiach, have not God. He that abide in the doctrine of a Mashiach, he both is the Father and the Son. And there come any of you that bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. So that's what you're supposed to do. You start seeing someone teaching, what are we supposed to do? He said, rebuke them sharply, and then you go into this thing. That's why we come out here. That's why we go through these scriptures. I was breaking down a scripture that I thought that I learned away, and it didn't even make sense if you read the chapter. So we have to be able to learn, be able to continue to be like the church of Berea, to be in that stuff, because this doctrine is more important. And the scripture I'm going into is Ezekiel the 30th chapter, when it says the unwalled villages, which is, if you read in that scripture, that cannot be the ungated, unprotected village. It can't be Babylon. It can't be America. It has to be Israel if you read the context. So we continuously learning, growing, putting on that new man. Other scriptures that we're going that this is what we have to do, because if we don't, we're going to be like all these other people, these prophecy that the Lord said it was going to happen. Let's grab it. I'm just going to grab it. right. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith. So we're seeing this one guy that he completely got judged by the Heavenly Father. And we're seeing other people that have fell out. We're seeing all these things and all these things coming on. Why? Because the Lord said that this was going to happen. Because of not having sound. Let's grab this real quick. I'm going to grab this in Job chapter 11. I'm going to start at 3. Should these lies make man hold their peace? And when mockest, shall no man maketh thee ashamed? No, but the Lord said that open rebuke. So when you see this, you're just supposed to let it happen. Look it. For thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean of thy eyes. Let's see it. My beliefs are pure, and I'm clean in the sight of the God. If I only speak, God will speak. Would speak. If I only tell you, what you shall think. So having that spirit. So when they have it, that they can't think that they can't wrong. That you can't. You have to understand that in these times, in the end, when all these things happen, that we're going to have even more deceivers. I was watching this movie, The Bird Box, and what was going into it, that even they know that they were getting told multiple times, don't take off the blindfolds. Don't take off the blindfolds. Continuously. But what it is, those demons that got into their mind, we're going to have it that people are going to be whispering, that the Lord is going to ramp. You see these prophecies going on, so we know that is a major prophecy, that there will be a lot of people that give up hope and faith. So continuing, but in that bird box, they were just whispering and whispering. They didn't have people that were caught, the mentally insane. What were they doing? Trying to open up, pry up their eyes, causing you to fall. Having these ones, these spirits. This is what's happened. That's what the truth is saying. That it is many deceivers, many of Mashiach, many people that are against us, many people that have not been chosen. So we have to continuously come into the right spirit and continuously learn, growing, getting stronger. Hey, how's it going? So back into 1 Timothy. So you don't see a lot more people on the common board going out trying to push forth their win, not even doing it. Talking, that's what happened at the elders' camp. He came and wanted to and said something that he had no idea, the deceit. Because some people that probably have it, because it's a tension against the northern and southern kingdom. So they probably heard that and said, "Oh, they're not Israelites. How could they got country that have this, that have that?" And then there's someone in their mind that have a thing against the northern kingdom, because we know it's there. Growing up, especially growing up in California, my dad, which is a very dark-skinned man, hates so-called Mexicans. He hates them with a passion. He hates all northern kingdom. He says if he's not, but what it is, and he tried to preach that onto me, but you can't have that be able to push in your mind. What is it going to cause? Because what did the Lord say? In the land of the north, let's grab that. I'm going to go back to 1 Timothy. Let me grab this real quick. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and that they shall come together and out of the land of the north. So it's going to be both. The prophecy of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, that the two sticks, that all was going to happen. And then the prophecies at 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, that the northern kingdom was going to come to a land that they didn't know this, so they can keep the laws that they couldn't keep in their kingdom. So all these prophecies, but then that's going to be a whispering in your ear, saying, no, that's not it. They're all so-called dark-skinned men. Or no, now I know that I was teaching it for a long time, but now every nation can save it. It's the people that have it and have fell from things like that. We're having these little starts with a whisper. It gets offended. Look what they were using, just saying, The little girl in Bird Box, she was literally about to take off her mask in front of everybody else. Because she said, because the mom was mean to her, so she was a little offended to the mom. So that whisper was taking over her. Maybe if I do, I'll see playing. Maybe if I, all this stuff that's going on, how these demons is getting onto these men. So that's why it's more important. That's why the Lord said, wisdom and knowledge, there'll be stability. The things that you're supposed to stick to. The sound doctrine, that pure doctrine of a Mashiach. Going back, 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith. Why? Giving heed to seducing spirits, just like in the Bird Box movie. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Brakathum to you and your household. So we're in this time, even if we're at the end, even that we see the evils doing it, it's people that are going to lose faith. It's good people that are going to be seduced in a spirit. It's deceivers that the Lord is going to turn up so they can continuously try to open and cause you to open your mind into these false philosophies, saying that, oh, this is better. In the Bird Box movie, he was saying, hey, look at how beautiful it is. Everybody wants to see. Causing those guys to die because they're not in the mind, because they got took it in by these seducing spirits. So we have to understand that the Lord put these deceivers on the earth so he can test the people that are really for it, the ones that are studying. Because if you study and you put it in your mind and you have the spirit of the Rakakadas, what's going to happen? Let's grab that. And I go back to it, but let me just grab this real quick. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved, as a workman needeth not to be ashamed. To have those clean, pure things. That's what Job said. A clean mind in the Lord. Not following that. You listened and heard and understood. And that now, no matter what someone tries to push to you, or what title they have or anything, that you're not going to fall against these seducing spirits. Because you know many is, but not the ones that the Lord gave the unction for the know, because you studied, you understood. You were like the church of Berea. You stayed into what was right, the doctrine of a Mashiach, which is, that's the true 100%. Because look at what they look at it like this is what you, but what did our elders and apostles taught us? What did the apostles back in the day taught us? What did Paul teach us? Study to show ourselves approved. Understand the doctrine. Understand what the Lord wants. When in the time of Paul, what was he doing? That when they had an issue, they went to the scriptures. They went to it, understood, study, look at the context of it, and can put it forth for it. They had teachers, and what their teachers show, that you always have to be like them, that church of Berea. And they continue to push forth, because if you have it in yourself, and you don't have to have someone guide you, have that be like that horse that has to can be continually, it's in songs, if a brother has it, that has to be continuously guided, always hardened and pulling, a horse, a mule on a bear, then you gotta, but you are able to do it yourself, be able to look at the scriptures and understand and continuously push forth, growing, what is going to happen? Continuing. Study to show thyself approved, like a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So when you do that, how can you fall? When you you already know that it has to be in the scriptures. It has to be precept upon precept. Let's grab that. start off a little bit. This is Isaiah chapter 28. I'm going to start at 7. But they also have erred through wine, through those things, those seducing spirits that the Lord said. So you got to understand that some people are going to go into these off doctrines. Some people are going to be guided by men. I know, because they hold a man in too high regards, having the respect of persons. Look at we have been seeing it throughout all these teachings that we have learned from our apostles. That if you keep it and you regard a man too high, that can cause you to fall. We're going to have it go into these philosophies that are mixed with the world, mixed with the thing. Because all that black only thing, that's just worldly Willie Lynch talk. Though strong drink they are out of the way, the priests, the prophets, err through strong drink, going into that time, that they are swallowed up in wine. They are out of the way through strong vision, means strong drink. They err in vision, they stumble in judgment. Verse 8, their tables are full of vomit and filthiness. They are no place clean, because they're not cleansing their ways through these words. They put it in a jingle, and you put it in all these different minds. But what did the Lord say? Who shall he teach knowledge? And who shall he make understand doctrine? And what is doctrine? If you look into the word, it just means teaching, the learning, the things that the Lord had men come and bring out in yourself. And what did he want to bring out? A workman rightly dividing the word of the truth, studying, putting your understanding, continuously pushing forth, growing, getting into it. The Lord wants you to get it on your own. He doesn't want no lazy person. And if you haven't, you just have someone just guide you. That's not the spirit the Lord had. The Lord had doers of the word, not hearers only. Because that's the only how you're going to be able to. Because imagine, you're not going to be around. Well, what? The Lord can have a possibility that you're not around nobody else. So how are anybody going to have stability if you're a person but you don't understand the scriptures? You don't understand what the Lord's looking for in that time of Jacob's trouble. Because you just was going through the motions. You were just like, I'm a part of it. I hold posts. I'm going to be with the brothers anyway. The odds are you're not. The odds are that you might have to be alone for a little bit. The odds are that you might be, everybody in your camp might be wicked. And you'll see, how do you know? I was in a congregation that almost every last person in my old camp was wicked. They're all slothful, they didn't do the work, all this stuff. Almost everyone. So you got to know the Lord can put that in that spirit. Pride, respect of persons, anything that you can do it. So you have to understand. Listen to the word doctrine. Report, news, rumor, tidings, mention. But if you look into the etymology, it's teachings of learning. So who shall he make understand doctrine? And them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast? What does that mean? What do you think that means? Understanding the basics, building onto the foundation. That's who the Lord is going to liken to let's grab it. I'm going to finish it and I'm going to grab it. But from the milk, these basic understanding that what is the Lord? Well, 101. No other nation can make it. That is, but we have people that have been teaching for years. In a strong congregation, what happened? You start teaching that all the nations can use it. He was using, what did Peter say on Paul's writings? That those that are unlearned will stumble upon it. And he stumbled in, and now he's saying that all Israelites, just as what he was teaching against a month prior of what that GOCC doctrine, or all these things. How? Because he didn't have the milk. He just had it. He just went straight to the deep things, just cutting people, doing all these things. We have to understand that if wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in the evil time, that we have to really have, it has to be in us. And how do you get something? You have to digest it. Those are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept. So if you look at it like it was a couple precepts that the brother went in, the priest Nakawan went into certain scriptures that I learned from the past congregation that I was in that didn't even make sense, because they weren't precept upon precept. They were rhetoric. They were just saying just things that doesn't even make sense. And then he didn't even push forfeit. He just said, just read it in context, which just means with the writing and all this stuff. It's like, look it's straight like that. So it's precept upon precept. The Lord has all his men speak the same thing throughout all the certain times. And when they did it, what happened? They would fall out. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So that's what it is. What the scriptures say. When they say Israelites can make it, when in any time that the Lord opened it up to the Gentile, the natural born Gentiles. Throughout all this book is about Israel, only for Israel. And when did it change? When did it end? And then you got to understand. And then we'll say, well, what about Jew nor Greek? Going into it, why did it say that? Because of the history, when we went into the Greek captivity, that's when the evil started manifesting, that they started calling our Greek. So all of it, it all lines up. So if you get in that spirit continuously preaching, what's going to happen? Those are the ones the Lord is going to teach knowledge and understanding. So continuing. Let me grab this. I'm going to go back. So back in the 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, study to show thyself approved unto God, and a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. So you already know that if you said, well, that doesn't make sense. What are you talking about? Or what does that mean? And you can talk about it. In the time of the apostles, when Paul and it was another man, they had to go to the leaders and go and understand the doctrine, and they had to have they had to have councils and talk about it. And then you got to understand that sometimes you be teaching, you have to be able to take rebuke. You have to understand, that's what? Yeah, man. Going in and understanding, studying it, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. These things that these rhetorics, these people are speaking, these things that they just push forth that it makes us traditions of men doing all that stuff. You have to do it, because what is it going to do? Increase more ungodliness. And they will eat as do cankers, to whom as Hamilius and Philippus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that resurrection already passed, saying that just is nothing new. It's always have been heretics. There's always been people that were against it. They said many deceivers. There's going to be always someone that is combating the truth. Israelites. And overthrew the faith of some. Remember, in the latter times. So these men that were ordained to cause you to fall, just like someone that came up to the elder. He was ordained to push forth something so he can catch someone. All these people that come on these weird ass doctrines, like what FTL, whatever that dude's name is, I don't know, saying that he was king, and then look what that dude from Mississippi, and then that new This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, their days come, said the Lord, well, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So first that cuts out that the southern kingdom only, black only Israelites. Because he said the house of Israel, why did he? Because it was a separation. Because the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom went into captivity, and they went with the Assyrian captivity first, and then they came over here, pertaining to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And we know now who they are, the northern kingdom. The Hispanics, Native Americans, and the Reubenites. But, so, of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So that's why he put a separation, but they're going to be back together. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant. So the Lord said it was going to, even when he put the Spirit on certain men, that was going to be a falling away. That it, not the same, I'll be a falling away first. So he was saying that not the same that he did in Egypt, but because they continue not in my covenant, I regarded them not, and said to the Lord, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws in their mind. So saying that if it's in your mind, it would be impossible. He was going to program us with the laws, statutes, commandments. We all still sin. We are subject unto sin. So it can't be right now, but he said it was going to be when it happens, and I will be unto them a God, and they shall be on their people. And look, this is the reason why this is especially not true. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor. So if you were going, being like the church of Berea, doing precept upon precept, knowing that he said, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, meaning the other Israelites. Why? Because they're going to be in it. You would say, hey, that's just a demon. There's no new covenant. What the hell am I thinking? This is just a spirit in my mind causing me to be deceived so the Lord can destroy me, lest I repent. And every man, his brother, said, know the Lord. They said, everybody's going to know the Lord. How many days you can go every day and you'll find an Israelite that has nothing to do, has no idea who you, how, why you, how. They will probably, they heard it because everyone has not heard it, but they didn't believe it. They went down and smoked the blood, did craziness, went to the party. Look at you thinking that these guys that are cutting off their rods and becoming women are these women that are, you think they know anything about the Lord? No, they believe that it ain't God. They heard it and it's like, it's crap. But everybody should be knowing it. He said, all the Israelites will know the Lord. So knowing that we're not in the new covenant, that doesn't even make sense. Well, that demon took a lot of, they were not men in the Lord, a lot of people out, deceived a lot of people, because that's what it was used for. But if they were rightly dividing the word of truth, precept upon precept, going into the focus that the Lord said, this is how it's supposed to be. And now look at those guys. They're saying yabba dabba doo, Pokemon names, Dragon Ball Z names is the names of the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to greatest. How do we know that it is? Because he said precept upon precept. What is this? Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, said, see, isn't it precept that the Lord, all the scriptures and all the men of the Lord spoke the same thing? And we were taught, and then the Lord put a spirit on men. Romans, the 10th chapter, they teach the same thing. They'll have and not just teaching on what everything, because the simple belief of everything they are heard. Because we even know that look at even our elders. What happened? The elders of their elders, they were going off. They were speaking that the 2000s are all was going to be the year 2000 doctrine, or these other things that they were teaching, that they had to be correct because they were as the church of Berea. You think that just stopped and you just got everything that's said is going to be the same? No. But what we have been taught to be like the church of Berea, to study to show ourselves approved, to understand that you have to push forth and make it that you show the Lord that you're working for it. So look at Just as he said, precept upon precept. Jeremiah 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them out the hand and bring them out of the land of Egypt. Talking about the first Egyptian captivity. When the Hamites was not those Ishmael people that are there. The actuals were the modern day Sudanese, those tall, ugly ass Hamites. When he took us out of that land, and then he gave us the Holy Land, but after we got out to, after we have to go and walk 40 years in the wilderness. Although I was a husband unto them, and that's what the Lord said. He likes the Israel as a beautiful, comely woman. But what did we do? We cheated on him. So he said, all right, it didn't work. I'm going to make a new one. Not the same, but a new covenant. But it shall be the covenant I will make with the house of Israel. And you see, they separated for a reason, because he knew it was going to be that separation. And he knew it all goes into. That's why these precepts, these stories, all these things match together. It's no thing. The doctrine of a Mashiach is unbreakable. Which my covenant they broke, although I was a husband unto them, said the Lord. But this is the covenant. But this shall be the covenant that I have made with the house of Israel in those days, said the Lord. And I will put my laws in their inward part and write in their heart. And they shall be a God, and they will be their God, and they shall be my people. And shall teach no more every man his neighbor. Doesn't it sound as that? So you seeing that Paul, he wasn't speaking something different. He was literally quoting out of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. So that's why it says precept upon precept. What? Well, another precept, he said, all right, but he was just quoting, let's quote this. Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, verse 26. I'm going to start at 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries. So we knew it was going to be a scattering away. So it was going to be ones that looked like every other nation. Cut in black only doctrine. That doesn't fucking make sense. And then also, like, whoever's in that doctrine, and you see they never teach. But he said, and I will take you and bring you onto your own land. So first it was going to be a falling away first. So we already precept upon precept. And we're going to go to a land that we didn't know. So saying, when was those rats in the country that are fallen? Never. And then I will sprinkle water, clean water upon you, the doctrine. That's why it's so important. Because these precepts and these things and the sound doctrine cleans you from the filthiness of this world. And ye shall be clean. For all your filthiness and from all your idols, I will cleanse you. Because if you have any other doctrine, you're not teaching the doctrine of a Mashiach. And what does that mean? You're teaching another God. And that the Lord is going to destroy you from it. But the Lord said he was going to clean you. And a new heart. So you saying these guys that's teaching the new doctrine, you saying that doesn't even make sense. That's saying that in the new covenant. Why would that make sense if they said we were going to be in a new covenant and now they're literally teaching another God? They said Abba Babba, whatever the fuck his name was, which is not a God. He's an idol that he got from a thing, and that's why the Lord's going to destroy those Mississippi dudes, lest they repent. But now they're doing that and teaching other men, so they're least in the kingdom, and the Lord is going to kill them. And a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. So we seeing that the Lord said he was going to give us a new mind. These niggas is doing the same shit that they've been doing since Ezekiel, the 12th chapter. That the Lord's now do no good and no evil. That scoffing, doing all that same stuff in the wilderness. They don't got a new mind. They don't got the law statutes in their body yet, because they said that's what happened to all Israel, the house of Israel. That's talking about all. So all Israelites is going to be saved. Not all black people are going to be saved, because there's some dudes that look like Wesley Snipes, and they're Edomites. Some that look like that, and there's some other nations. And I will take away that stony heart. What is that? Meaning that, because we couldn't follow the Mosaic laws completely when it was written upon stone. So he's going to give us a heart of flesh. He's going to give us it in our mind. And I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put a new spirit within you, because you can walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. So we're saying 3 prophets saying the same exact thing. That's why the Lord said precept upon precept, saying all the same stories. Hey, Shalom, J-Rat, Israel, Yahweh Shemel Shah Brakatah, Brakathum to you and your household. So going back into the original point for verse 2, Timothy chapter 2, verse 18. I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to go back to the original points. First Timothy's the 4th chapter. But I want to get this. Who concerning the truth they err, saying that the resurrection has passed. So in that time it was deceivers, and this time it's going to be, but it's going to be a new level. It's going to be those people whisper in your ear that the Lord put the Spirit to see how many of these wicked dudes that are just put that he can take out. Because all of them eventually are going to fall out. Overthrew the faith of some. That's what it was caused, these people. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure. The ones that correct, pure doctrine. Not the ones who say, that are claimed by other camps. No. The ones that, a doctrine of Hamashiach. The ones that are true. The ones that study to show themselves, rightly dividing the word of truth. Having them sealed. It's going to stand sure. They're already sealed. The Lord is not going to have anyone that he doesn't want to fall out. He's only having the ones that are not sure in their mind. The Lord knoweth them that are his. He knows them. He said, all right, this guy, I know he ain't, so he's going to be bugged out. But this one, he's going to continuously grow. He might get rebuked a couple of times. He might understand. He might be in a congregation that puts forth or respect a person, or he might have been in a congregation. And look at this man it's going to be men coming from every single different congregation. It's not going to be no camps. It's going to be who has their truth, the truth of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and who has their truth. That's it. That's going to be the door. And the ones that have their truth are going to be destroyed. And the ones that have that seal of a Mashiach that continues, they're going to be delivered. That's it. Nothing else. Not going to have it, man, you're not going to be seen like gang-banging Israelite. No. The Lord knoweth them that are his. And let every man that nameth the name of a Mashiach depart from iniquity. And iniquity, sin upon sin, lawlessness. Let every man that nameth the name of a Mashiach depart from iniquity. But in a good house they are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also wood and earth. And some that honor and some that dishonor. That's why. The Lord had it. He had a separate. He said, in the latter it shall be wolf. Grievous wolves enter among you. So why you don't think that they're here? In every single camp, every single situation, you see it. From the mini camps, from the city, from all these things, they're all put together. It's some that are evil, dishonor, that are they're just there for correction purposes, so you can see them. For seeing the judgments, to see that. Because some of when the men fall out, that's a learning understanding that you can learn from it. We've seen little things. There was a man that said he literally said he doesn't think himself to be special, an Israelite. And what happened? He ended up falling out. So we have to know that these things are going to be pushed. The Lord is going to have all these things for examples. And if man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel of honor. And how do you do that? Studying to show yourself approved. Take a rebuke. Going through the affliction that you have to go through. Because we're all catching hell. Sanctified, meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. Flee ye also from youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace, with them call on the Lord out of a pure heart. And that's it. You can't make this up. So let's go back. And what is that? Precept upon precept. The Lord told you what he wants from you. He used multiple men. But what did the Lord say? This is Timothy's 4 again. And hopefully I can get through it. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly. So the Lord said, so he said, in the latter is with grievous wolves amidst you. 2 John, the 2 John, the 1st chapter, he said, the many deceivers, anti-Mashiach. All these things, just like in the movies Bird Box, people that are literally whispering, causing you struggle, because demons trying to have you, what you have learned, to get in your ear, so you can do and cause yourself to be destroyed. That in the latter times shall depart from the faith, giving heed. It's going to be a lot of these people that are going to go into it and giving heed to these lustly, youthful lusts, these things that sound good, or this respective person demon, or all these things because they want to talk. All of it. It's going to be a lot of them. To seducing spirits. And what does seducing mean? They keep you from doing your job. They keep you from not doing which is your job as an Israelite, is to fear the Most High and keep the commandments. If you're a prophet, going out to the highways and hedges and doing this work. Somebody say, it's a whole congregation, and there's probably be some that are going to be delivered out of there. One body in Satan, what do they say? A seducing spirit, saying, you don't have to teach anymore. And then Yahushua didn't do miracles. Soon they're going to be set. They're going to have just like a Yabba Dabba Doo demon on them. Because I don't even know how they even know the Lord's name. Speaking stuff like that. And doctrines of devils, of deceivers. That's what deceivers. Speaking lies and hypocrisies. And that goes into what is acting, hypocrisies, lies, these things that they say they're doing, they're not doing, but then they say that you're doing, but they're actually doing. Look at it. Look at that huge spear campaign. That was the biggest hypocrisy I ever seen in my life from one of the biggest camps. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidden to marriage, condemning to abstain from meats. This is just giving examples of these things that can cause men to fall out. Which have created to be received with thanksgiving to them that believe and know the truth. For every creature of God is good. Nothing is to be refused and receive thanksgiving. For it's sanctified. And this is another one. You can't, this is they said everything is good so you can eat. No. The Lord gave us laws and statutes that are on you forever, so you still can't eat pork. And but it's doctrines, now you got to eat pork in front of me. Now they're going to push. It's a congregation that literally did that. So you got to understand that these demonic spirits are very, very hard. Let's grab this. This is 1 Titus chapter 1, verse 9. Holding fast faithful words as he has been taught. And what is it? Not that, he told this, even if it's not according to the scriptures. See, that's what people put forth. This is a hypocrisy. That they got taught, even if it's not in the scriptures. Like when I was going into the Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, that's saying that the unwalled villages is talking about. The context of that thing, it couldn't be. We were taught to be like the church of Berea, not to listen to everything. It was corrections in the One West. It was corrections in all that stuff. We were saying, no, what you were told, and that's just follow that, and that's it. No, that doesn't make sense. But they use that scripture to say, see, you just going off. Let the Lord kill you, your family, and everybody that has it if you have that spirit. Because that's a demonic, seducing spirit, and you have to get it and let the Lord rebuke it from you, if you be of the elect. But most of those people have that. They're just dick riders. And that he may be able with sound doctrine to both exhort and convince the gainsayer. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. What did the Lord in John, 2nd John, many deceivers. In Timothy's, he said, as the Spirit speaks expressly, that some shall dart far, because it's so many unruly and vain talkers, deceivers, diablos, especially them of the circumcision. Why is that saying that? Hey, Shalom, Athena, Padrel, Yabashma, Shabrakatha, and Brakathum to your household. Why is that saying that? These ones that get it, it was one of these guys in my old congregation, all of them dick riding. It's just saying that because I teach something that's in the scriptures, that now I think I'm the smartest man on earth. That's called a vain, and they did whole videos on it, just talking shit, no precepts. By the way, if you ever watched it, now they didn't use no precept, nothing. Because what did the Lord say? Many vain talkers, Salakia, and deceivers, especially from the circumcision, whose mouth must be stopped. So that's why the Lord is, just like you've seen that dude that got hit by a car, and if you're sad about it, the Lord killed him because he was a nigga. I don't know him personally, but you obviously can speculate. If you go to camp and the same day you get killed, the Lord was angry with you, and you have to be a nigga. So you've seen all these people that are going to be getting killed, getting destroyed, getting on, especially this year. The Lord is about to start at his house. So we know that it's a lot of these guys. There's a lot of many deceivers who subvert whole houses, teaching things they ought not, for filthy lucre. That's what it is. And lucres don't have to be just money, just to get they just want to be a high title. They want to do all this stuff. So you got to look at someone's motivations. You got to look at it. So if your motivation is not to spread the word of Yahweh Shai, and not to be able to get out of this place, because anybody, we get carnal and we want the good thing. We want to be kings and all that stuff. But that person that always wants to, hey, I'm higher ranked than you, or I'm this one, push forth those ranks, you already know that guy ain't right. One themselves, even a prophet of his own, said the Cretans are always lying, evil beasts, slow bellies. But the witness is true. Wherefore, rebuke them sharply. So this is why these lessons are put forth. This is what the Lord told us. Said, even so, the witness be true. This is true. Wherefore, rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. So that's why you see this is why they have to be taught. This is why when you have someone in your congregation, you rebuke them. Or you have something that has to be said, you rebuke it. Open rebuke is better than secret love. So when you put these these scriptures in, you understand. This is the sound doctrine that the Lord gave us. Not given unto Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. So this is all this. That's the point. Why going into a lesson like this? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in your time. So we're going, and we have to be able to be on point. We have to be able to fight those seducing spirits that's going to come in our mind in this end days. When you get it, and that's how you're going to be, because that's the only thing that unifies these men. Everybody, we're coming when it's going to be a full-on sedition. Men and children is going to be against their fathers, sons, daughters. Everybody's going to be against each other. So the only thing that's going to unify any person in this world is doctrine. The doctrine of a Mashiach, the ones that he picked beforehand. Now you're going to know you sin and he did, and you going through this thing and he's preaching, well, Jesus Christ is going to deliver us out of this time, and you with him. The Lord, you already know that the Lord is most likely going to destroy that dude. Preaching the word of the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yeah, man. So you have to understand, this is what the Lord is going to have. You have to have that spirit. You have to have that, because if you don't, again, in the bird box, it was the only person, that same guy, he was the Edomite, but he was the same guy. He said, don't let this guy in. He can be crazy. And you could tell he was a fucking out of his mind, that he just walked in, just not said nothing. But you see that it's, we're just going to let him be in there and look what happened. Almost all of them died. So we have to get into that mindset that if they're not preaching the right doctrine, let the Lord destroy them. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh Salakia. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Thawadi Yah Bahashim Yahushai. And Thawadi Yah Bahashim Yahushai. I was about to say Yahweh Yahushai, but we had to say Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, because only in the name of Yahushai we can be able to get to the Lord. One mediator, which is all these people that try to use another name, and one God. Thawadi Yah Bahashim Yahushai. So with that, Shalom. DTA, which means death to America, and a ball.